Cut the intro! Not only was the Little Nightmares free friendship trailer finally revealed to us at Gamescom, but we also have a brand new gameplay overview trailer that recently has been shown with new gameplay footage. This won't be your usual analysis video. I will dissect the ever-living hell out of both of these trailers. This is going to be a beefy video. So, grab a snack, sit back, and enjoy. The first video we're going to be looking at is the Little Nightmares free friendship trailer. First of all, we see both Lo and Alone using a mirror to presumably go to another location. We also see a dweller right here who is holding the mirror with a crow on top of the dweller. I will talk more about why I think the dweller is holding the mirror, but that will be later on in the video because I actually have some proof to support a bit of a theory I have regarding that. Now, I'm not completely sure how Lo has the ability to travel through the mirrors yet. We don't have much evidence or anything to really conclude on why he has the ability to travel through mirrors. But maybe he inherited the power from some other entity. Maybe the Mirror Man. But we also see where Lone Alone came from, which was over here. They probably had to cross this plank to get over to this mirror. We also see rocks and lots of rubble all around. Now, this is obviously set in the Necropolis because we see the Dweller, but as you might notice, the Necropolis looks very different. As you can see, it looks much darker, less bright than we remember it being. Now, I think we've already seen this area actually in the original announcement trailer for Little Nightmares Free, except this area was actually much brighter and had the bright look of the Necropolis, the daytime. Now, what I think the developers are doing is that they're going to make the Necropolis slowly get darker, more gloomy as Lone Alone progresses through the chapter. But yeah, let's move on to the next part of the trailer. Okay, we just saw Lone Alone bash through a mirror, and they seem to have landed somewhere that could either be the mall, the factory, or somewhere else. They get startled by a rat. We've seen this scene before in the pre-alpha gameplay, but as you could notice, it's very different. They seem to have moved the umbrellas back to where the players get them much earlier on in the chapter. Okay, where do we even begin with this one? We see Lone Alone traveling with the umbrellas to get over to this little area over here that has the door open. But, as you can notice, we see a bunch of crows and the freaking monster baby just walking around without a care in the world. Which looks probably a little terrifying, because when we play the game, we're just going to be traveling on these umbrellas, and then we're going to see that freaking walking around right by us. And we also see a freaking crow hanging right here. I swear, the crows in the city can't get a break. We just see them hanged up everywhere. Now, what's the deal with the crows? Well, crows could mean many things, like death, for example. So, yeah, take that as you will. Okay, we see this furnace area where it seems like Lone Alone are probably going to have to put coal inside of the furnace to, like, fuel it up for something. Okay, let me move that back a bit. We see... let me just get that right. Okay, so we see Lone Alone standing to this big furnace that I think we've seen before in a screenshot in the original trailer. And we also see a gnome right here. But unfortunately, we can't get a better look at this gnome's shadow. Because, as you might know, gnomes in the Little Nightmares universe used to be children that got turned into gnomes by the lady. And basically, when their shadows are revealed, we see what they actually look like, which is their child form. More of the Necropolis, and as you can see, it looks a little darker than what we see at like the start of the Necropolis. So this kind of leads into my theory of the Necropolis slowly getting darker until it goes full on nighttime once we get late into the chapter. Also, brutally, we see a severed hand right here. This doesn't even look like it's been turned into stone. It just looks like straight up a severed hand. We can literally see blood on it, which is probably one of the most brutal things we've seen in the game so far. We also see Alone doing some parkour here. We can see an eye on this like pressure plate that's probably being used to move this like freaking platform thing that they're gonna use to get from tower to tower here. Okay, we've seen this before. This is the part where Alone have to shoot the beetles. We've seen this in the pre-alpha gameplay. There's bug eggs everywhere. There's these like spiral-shaped holes, which are kind of interesting because the place is called a spiral in this like area that we're gonna be traversing through in Little Nightmare 3. Very interesting stuff. We can also see body bags right up here. So I don't know what kind of weird stuff the dwellers have been doing to each other, but I don't even want to know. Okay, this is very interesting, because not only do we see a bunch of hands just shoved into this closet or whatever they're in, we also see Lo holding a flashlight. So, this means that flashlights are making a return in this game. I don't know if they're going to be used as a mechanic like they were in the other games, but we're just going to have to wait and see. But what do these hands mean? Why are they just shoved into this freaking wardrobe or whatever? Well, these might be, guests, I don't know. But I think this might be in the factory, and they might be, sending all these people in to get freaking melted and cremated into these freaking lollipops that they're making, or candy, or whatever. This might be in the factory level, I think. And, we also see a, poster right here. Now, we can't really get a good look at it, though, so we don't know what's on it. Okay, we see a very neat puzzle. Lo is using the, lever to help, Alone get to the other side. But there seems to be a hazard. As you can see, there's this pipe and steam's just coming out of it. And I think while they're like getting like each other from there to there, they're also gonna have to avoid getting steamed by this pipe. So yeah, better avoid that. Well. This appears to be in the carnival, and we see the shadow of a mysterious entity behind that tent. Now, I think this might be the man in the purple suit, and I have talked about this before in my carnival analysis video. I talked about why I think he's gonna be in this game, and I think that's going to be him. But yeah, I can't wait to see who that actually is, but I'm very confident that will be the man in the purple suit. This part looks interesting, but I don't know where it is. It could be a completely new location. I'm not sure. Maybe it's some sort of gear tower or something. I'm not very sure, but they seem to be solving some sort of puzzle. We're back in the carnival, and guess what? That Ferris wheel over there seems to just be inching closer and closer and closer with every single bit we have seen of the carnival. I swear, they're gonna ride that Ferris wheel, and I know it! We also see Lo and Alone solving some sort of puzzle together. We seem to be back at the factory, and we see more of this red ooze and sludge all around. Well, they seem to be crawling through the vents. They might actually get chased in these vents by that freaking hand monster we've seen, but we're gonna see more of that later on in the trailer. This is just back at the Necropolis, the part where they're walking through the desert. Nothing new here. Again, nothing new. We've seen this in the pre-alpha gameplay. Okay, so we see Alone falling, which seems to be inside of the factory. We see this very green atmosphere, and they seem to be falling through these pipes. And they seem to fall in these piles of freaking candy and freaking lollipops all around, and it seems to be melting as well. It's very gross to look at, and we also see these bugs just crawling around, because one thing that I know about candy factories is that they have bug problems, because, well, there's candy everywhere, so that's gonna attract a lot of bugs. But, yeah, we see these freaking trash piles of all this candy everywhere, and this might be them getting into the candy factory, and this might be how it's introduced. But yeah, very interesting. Ah, so here we have the freaking monster baby and her eyeball of death, and we have Alone just recklessly running straight into her sight. But, as you can see, we have Lo pulling out his bow just at the right moment to save her. See? He used his bow to make that box come down, and that blocked the monster baby's eyeball. So yeah, it's very nice to see that's how the teamwork's gonna work, and it's gonna be really nice to see other scenarios where you might have to save the other player from getting caught. But, however, I think we can see the monster baby raise her hand just a little bit, so I think that if you try to do that, then she might just crush you instead, because, well, look at her size. It only takes just one good swat and you're both dead. But yeah, really liking how the teamwork's coming together in this game. We have them going through what seems to be a trapdoor to escape from the monster baby. Hello! Let me catch you real quick, because that's a big one. There we go, gotcha! Okay, where do I even begin with this one? First of all, hands. Second of all, hands. Third of all, hands. Fourth of all, run for your fucking life. We see this freaking hand monster just straight up freaking grabbing after freaking Lone Alone, and they're freaking holding their hands as they're freaking running for their life. This looks actually freaking terrifying. I am very excited to see this factory level in the game just because of that monster. I really want a better look at it, but you know, we're gonna have to wait a bit longer for that. But we can see its freaking sleeve as well. Look at its sleeve is right freaking there. It's like a purplish blue. It actually kind of looks like my visionary concept. Actually, I think I'm gonna bring that up on screen right now. But yeah, it looks very interesting. Its hands look all clawy and its nails are all long. Very gross. Very nice. And the trailer ends with Lo waking up from some sort of nightmare with only Alone being there to comfort him. Awesome trailer. But still no release date. Yeah, I was hoping for a release date as well, but this was still a pretty awesome trailer. The next video up is the Little Nightmares free gameplay overview trailer. While I'm only going to be covering the new area shown in this gameplay overview trailer, I would like to point out the image on the wall right over there is actually a picture of the mall. You just can't really make it out properly because the video quality in this trailer is very scuffed for some reason. And in all of videos of the trailer I've seen, the video quality just looks very scuffed. I have it on maximum graphics and it's just like that for some reason. So you can't really make it out, but that's just something I wanted to point out because it's a very interesting detail. So we see another shot of the Necropolis at nighttime, and I really like what I see. It just looks way creepier during the night. And we can also see a well, like right down there, with another frozen dweller. We can see some body bags in the distance, I think, with some more buildings. We can see a crow hanged up right there. I've said it before, but the crows in this city really just can't catch a break. They're like dead everywhere. We can literally see their skeletons everywhere. I don't know, the city just really hates birds. We can see another frozen dweller right there, right by the window. I swear, these dwellers gotta get smarter. Why are they going right near the windows? That's literally where they're going to get caught by the monster baby. Okay, so earlier in the video, I talked about a dweller who was holding a mirror, and I said that later on in the video, I was gonna talk more about that. Well, this is the part of the video I was talking about. We can see a freaking drawing of a mirror right on this wall. Now, what I think the dwellers were trying to draw is a picture of the mirror reflecting light right back at the monster baby. This is how I think they were trying to defeat the monster baby, by using its own abilities against it by using mirrors to reflect the light. However, it seems like this plan just didn't work for the dwellers because the one dweller we saw trying this, well, was frozen. So, I'm not sure why it didn't work out for that dweller, but that seems to be the kind of idea that they're alluding at with this drawing. And it would be really cool if we took down the monster baby in that way, by using a freaking mirror to reflect its own light right back at it and turn the monster baby into the stone. Now, I can't really make out any of these other drawings really well, it just looks like scribbles to me. But this one right here kind of looks like a chess pawn, or like one of those pawns you play while playing board games. I can't really tell at all. Some of these kind of look like spiral-shaped loop-de-loops, like right over here. It's very hard to make out. This picture right here actually kind of looks like Alone's goggles to me. But yeah, I'm really curious to see what these pictures actually mean.
And quite a bit.
I just have to give Supermassive Games credit where it's due. The audio design in this game is amazing. before we really get into this scene, I just want to point out that this like ring-shaped object, like right here, actually looks like the same thing we saw in the poster for Little Nightmares 3. It looks like one of those like play circle things that you give to like little babies and children that they use to like play with the little circles in it. I guess that explains what that was, because a lot of people were confused on what that was. But yeah, it belongs to the monster baby. Okay, so this actually kind of reminds me of Little Nightmares 2, where the crows and the birds were constantly alerting where you were. But yeah, we can see that Lone Alone are going to have to use these huge blocks and huge play objects to hide from the monster baby's sight and get over to safety. And the monster baby looks way creepier during the night, like she looks ominous as hell in this scene.
Oh, apparently Monster Baby doesn't sleep through the night. Not sure we want to become one of her toys. We should probably avoid her gaze and play hide and seek behind the blocks.
We can see what looks like a dweller's head right here. Very brutal. I think this is a dweller's head that's gone turned into stone, and it seems to have just been left right here.
It should be safe here.
We can see a dweller's arm right here. I swear, some of these severed like parts are really disturbing to see. Even if they have been turned into stone, it just looks really creepy that that used to be a guy's arm. I really hope you enjoyed that video, and if you want to help me on my journey to take over the world, then just hit the subscribe button.